Hey, this is Matt O'Leary, and I didn't make a video like this last month, so I'm combining 2 months here. It's what I'm listening to, some of my favorite songs from my favorite albums of September and October. First off is the song Highway Patrol Stun Gun from the electronic sort of experimental bedroom rock artist Youth Lagoon's new album, Savage Hill's Ballroom. I liked moments from his last 2 records, but I think I like this one more because he shifted away from that hazy, sort of dense psychedelia into this more exposed and visceral approach. I think his songwriting really shines. On this piano-led song, Trevor Powers manages to capture that sort of tortured artist thing that he had going on in the first 2 albums, but with much more coherent and complete melodies. The piano line is really repetitive, very simple, but also very, very beautiful. It captured my attention right away with its just slow, anthemic build. And the video for this song is really good, really touching. It adds another layer to the song lyrically as this guy is slowly losing his best friend. It's pretty heart-wrenching. Next is really one of my favorite bands from this year, and one that I just recently discovered. It's the Swedish psychedelic progressive rock band Dungen. Not sure if I'm saying that right. It kind of looks German to me, but this is a Swedish band. Their new album, Allas Sak. My favorite song from that album is the very upbeat and almost Latin-inspired Sista Festen. And of course I don't understand any of the words, but that doesn't take away from this song's just inherent energy. It's really just it's almost a sing-along anthem, even though I'm just blabbering. This song, Sista Festen, highlights their uniqueness among modern psych bands with just really top-notch musicality. Like I said, these Latin-flavored hand drums. I've really been obsessed with Gustav Estes and his approach to songwriting lately. Next is an instrumental metal band, one of my favorites, Scale the Summit, with music very similar to what they've put out in the past. It's Oort from their 5th album called 5. They're heavily influenced by other prog metal bands like Cynic and Dream Theater, but of course without lyrics and with more of a focus on technicality and complex playing. Oort is one of the lighter, less intense jams, but nonetheless a masterclass in instrumental rock songwriting. Like always, really fantastic bass grooves and even a country shuffle towards the end that really mixes it up. These guys never fail to amaze me with their virtuosity and astounding talent. It's not really music that's for everyone, but I think it's really mentally stimulating for anyone that's really into this stuff. And now with a bit more of a household name, it's Ben Folds' new album, the title track, So There. This is classic Folds with his iconic sweet and clean melodies along with genuinely impressive piano pounding. Ben Folds just has this way of bouncing back and forth from quirky sounds to deep, moody, emotional sections in the course of just one song. I think this is the factor that makes him so unique and sets him apart and makes him so well known. Next is a new band that's on Julian Casablancas' label Cult Records, and it definitely has his influence all over it. It's Fire Away from the band Pila, their new album The Future Sugar. It definitely has that 80s vocal quality and those new agey peppy staccato synths. It's really just a feel-good dance tune in the style of Duran Duran or Aha. Next up is another trippy throwback neo-psych group, Mild High Club, with their song Windowpane from the new album Timeline. Despite a heavy dose of vintage vibes, this is a thoroughly enjoyable album. It's really similar to a band like Holy Drug Couple or another release that I love this year from Jaco Gardner, Hypnophobia. Next is a stripped-down acoustic rock song with that Eddie Vedder grungy vocal style. It's Barlow. The song Movin has this pumping guitar that kind of alternates with this droning string bass line, and then towards the end there's this cutting synth that comes in. This is great for lovers of Vedder's Ukulele Songs album. Alright, that's it for September. Now I'm moving into October. And I think on these past 2 months more than ever, I made a really digestible and cohesive yet diverse playlist. The first song from October is a violent and confusing reaction from the multi-instrumentalist Nate Kinsella's project, Birthmark. This song starts off with this very pleasing marimba intro and these spoken word vocals, and then one by one layers are added, whether it's very staccato percussion or vocal harmonies, and then eventually these fuzzy electronic pulses during the chorus. The climax here is a rhythmically intricate interlude with horns and guitar calling back and forth. This guy seems to know his way around the studio. There's just such a diversity and vast palette of sounds and instruments used here. It reminds me of a much more expansive version of the Velveteen album that came out earlier this year that I covered, or there's some Death Cab for Cutie, some Braid in there. Alright, now for some metal. There haven't been a ton of metal albums that I've loved from the past 2 months, but I do love this one. The song I can't really say. It's ZWE followed by parentheses with 2 I's. The band is Miosis, and it's their album Caripito. I love this haunting minor closing track. It has some pretty obvious Tool influence with these intense yet very simple riffs, just all slow building into this unrelenting chorus. It's really good if you're into a band I mentioned earlier, Cynic, or the more melodic side of prog metal, the band Riverside. Alright, 2 songs left, we're getting down to it. The next is a singer-songwriter album called Have You in My Wilderness that's been getting a lot of buzz online lately, by Julia Holter. The most accessible and upbeat song here is Sea Calls Me Home. This is really just an entrancing and absolutely gorgeous album. This song has a Beatles-esque chord structure to start, and then it almost falls into this swirly and dreamy chorus. And the second time this chorus rolls around, instead of going into it, she decides to go into this really experimental sax solo, which is just kind of out of nowhere, but it's really a great peak on the song. If you want something a little more tortured or moodier, the third song here, How Long, is perfect for that. And finally is another album that's been getting a lot of buzz. It's Alex G's Beach Music. This is really some 90s throwback rock. I kind of lose interest about halfway through, but there's a trio of songs that I really love here. The first is Thorns, and then Bug, and Kicker. Thorns is a fantastic electronic rock composition. There's nothing really too unique about it, but it's got these progressive, almost mathy riffs. I just think it's a bedroom rock gem. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and comment on some releases that you loved, some songs that you loved from the past 2 months. And then also let me know what you're looking forward to in November. There's not a whole lot this month. There are a couple albums that I'm really looking forward to. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is one. Yeah, but not a whole lot. So let me know and help me out. Thanks again. See you later.